Hello everyone, today's poem is 周南桃夭 by 佚名 or by anonymous. 周南, the Zhou Wind, is the most important part in the Book of Songs. So today we continue to introduce another poem in 周南 in the Zhou Wind. 桃夭, the title means the young peach tree. 桃, the peach flower or the peach tree. So normally it was deciphered as the peach flower, but from my own understanding, it should be deciphered or translated into as the peach tree. 夭 describes the status of a kid, a young plant, a young animals. So any creatures in its young youth time, but with a very big shape and looks very prosperous and lively. So it has two meanings. The term "夭" has two meanings. First thing first, that creature is in its young or youth time, and also this individual is much bigger compared to its counterpart and looks very lively and prosperously. We can feel that atmosphere in the poem as well. So basically, this poem actually is also a wedding poem, and it's used quite often in the Zhou ceremonies according the rituals of the Zhou dynasty. So through the history, this poem became is in the short list of the poems in the Book of Songs that was so familiar with average Chinese, and even you never read much, definitely you would encounter a lot of the words, vocabularies, and some ideas associated with it, or most people think originated from this poetry. So it's all about wedding, marriage, love, family things. Okay, let's take a look at this poem. 桃之夭夭，灼灼其华。桃之夭夭. So this basically is an extension to the title, or the title was a short form of this sentence. So the peach tree is young, but it's much bigger than its counterpart and looks lively, prosperly, very strong. 灼灼其华. 华 is a borrowed word. It's identical to the term 花, flower. So the very famous 5 sacred mountains in China, the West Sacred Mountain, Huashan. So normally we will write it as 灼灼其华, the term as 灼灼其华, Huashan. But actually it means that's the mount of flower. So these two terms is almost identical in the ancient China. 灼灼 is describing the flame, the fire is very big, strong, it's very lovely, a big, strong fire. So this pair of sentences, it means the young, lovely, lively peach tree, its flower looks so prosperous, like burning, like fire. So this is quite impressive to even today's Chinese, because the peach tree is very popular along the Yellow River, and today even along the Yangtze River. So when the spring comes, the grass is getting to green or yellow green, and then the peach flower blossom, and it's pink red. It's so hot, so lovely, and so prosperous, and it almost everywhere, and almost occupied all the space along the road, along the village, in the village, along the small river, along the creeks. So it's everywhere, and the pink color is hot, lively, prosperous. So it's the most impressive scenic views in the springtime along the Yellow River area. So that's why this poem is getting so popular, not only because this poem reflects the situation, reflects the feelings so deeply, so profound, and also because the things, the feelings described in this popular is something everybody shares in every spring in along the Yellow River area, along the Yangtze River area. So whenever we saw the peach trees in the springtime, this poem is the first thing first we reflected in our mind, or at least the word 桃之夭夭. So that's a very, very popular word, or very normal words for today's people. 之子于归，宜其室家. So a familiar word comes again. 之子于归. 之 goes to, goes for. 子, the noble person. Normally in the poems we will equivalent this guy as the lord of this land, a small piece of land, or maybe the land of the Zhou dynasty. 于 means is looks like, or it's equivalent, it's almost identical, so it's a comparison. 归 means going home, so the whole sentence is going to that noble person is just like going home. So it's a little bit hard to interpret, but in the Zhou poems, this particular sentence, 之子于归, is very popular, and from the history, from the tradition, we know it always refers to a marriage. It used the first person or used the third person to tell the marriage that this girl went to that noble person is just like going home. So this is persuading to the girl that marriage is the best things for a girl. It's just like going home, and the home, that home is your lifelong destination. And also that's also an implication to the man, to the husband, that the girl is just it's not just a marriage, she's your family members, and she's just coming back to the home, and this home is also her home as well. So the marriage poems in Book of Songs is always sort of very, very happy. The atmosphere is very happy, but it's with a lot of the implications or even some of the educations. 之子于归, this sentence is so important in Chinese literature because the term 归, back to home, finally became one of the very important term and type of poetry or articles, because in one sense the girl married to the family, to her lifelong destination. So for a noble person, for a high-level person in the ancient China, they should have a goal, lifelong goal as well. So they compared or they equaled their lifelong goal as the girl's lifelong goal, to marry to her husband, to make a family. So they borrowed the words 归 to tell the same story. So whenever you saw the term 归 in the later generations, especially since the Tang Dynasty, actually this guy is telling something about his or her lifelong goals. So 归 is very, very important. Even the meaning is not on the surface, but whenever you saw that term, just remember my words. That's always associated with his lifelong goal. 宜其室家. So this is the first paragraph. You can see all the three paragraphs. It's almost identical, but a very little bit change one or two words. And this is one. So when we compare this sentence, 宜其室家, with the second paragraph, it's almost identical, but with one word's sequence reversed. So in the second paragraph, it is 宜其家室. So in the most reasonable interpretation is 宜其 means it's good for her or for their. 宜 is good, 其 is her or their. That's good for her. 室家, 室 is a verb. 室 is to make a new family. So we can see that in other ancient literatures. So one is 丈夫20而侍，妇女15而嫁. So 丈夫 means the husband. 20 when he get 20 years old. 而侍 he make the home. So 室 normally refers to the house, but here it became a verb to make the new family, to make a new home. In the very ancient China, a home was composed of two buildings. One building is 室, and that's where the couples lived. And in front of 室, another building was so-called 堂. That's a sort of the living room. So normally the guest can enter to the 堂 and they hold meeting, hold parties there, but they can never allowed went into the 室 in the behind. And when the times goes, the Chinese home became a square building. So it's just like four walls connected together. We call it 四合院. So there are still some Chinese home in Beijing, in some other cities. So that was developed from the very ancient Shi and Tang, but they built two other buildings to connect the Shi and Tang at each end. The second paragraph, 桃之夭夭，有蕁其实. Almost identical to the first paragraph, but just one or two words changed. It changed the whole meaning fundamentally. 桃之夭夭, the peach tree is still young. It grows every day. It's getting prosperous every day. 有蕁其实, fen could be interpreted in two ways. So it changed the meaning quite a bit. Fen, in one way, it could be interpreted as the seed. So 有蕁其实 means the peach tree has fruit on it, and the fruit was full of the seed. 其实 means it was full of. 有蕁 means seed. So the sentence means the fruit was full of seed. And in another way, the 蕁could be interpreted as sweet smell, fragrance. So in this way, it could be interpreted. 实 is here will be another meaning. It means the fruit. Its fruit has very pleasant, sweet smell. Anyhow, no matter how you interpret this sentence, it doesn't change the atmosphere. It's a very happy, enjoyable, and lovely atmosphere. The peach tree grows. It has the wonderful seed or fruit on that peach trees. 之子于归，宜其家室. Almost identical to the first paragraph, right? And so this, with the second paragraph, interpret the meaning like this. The girl married to that man is just like going home, and it's good for her to make that house as a family. So in this sentence, 宜其家室, 家 became a verb. It means to manage a home, to make somewhere home-like. So this pair of sentence means this girl married to that guy is just like going home. This is something of the man's side, is sentimentally feelings. And then he telling the truth or the purpose. 宜其家室 is good for her to manage the new house, manage the new home. 家 is a verb here. Okay, the third paragraph. 桃之夭夭，其叶蓁蓁.叶, the leaves, is very straightforward. 蓁蓁, it describes the leaves, is very prosperous, is very dense, is in its best shape. So this first pair sentence in the third paragraph, 桃之夭夭, the peach tree is still young. It grows every day. It's getting prosperous every day. And its leaves is so prosperous, so dense, is so abundant, it's so beautiful. So actually, till here we can find out the first paragraph is telling about the flowers, and the second paragraph is telling about the fruit and the seed, and the third paragraph is telling about the leaves, and the leaves is we will interpret later. So it's different stage of that peach trees. That's why I interpret the first sentence 桃之夭夭 as peach tree rather than peach flowers. If you interpret that sentence as peach flowers, you can never explain the change. Someday it's flowers, someday it's fruit and seed, and someday it's leaves. So with peach trees, everything makes a sense. Okay, let's go to the last pair of sentences. 之子于归，宜其家人. So why did we talk about the leaves in the third paragraph? The abundant, the prosperous leaves on the peach trees. 之子于归，宜其家人. So here it paralleled the leaves as the family members. 家人. So 家 is home. 人 is the members. The grandpa, grandma, the husband, the sons, the daughters, the relatives. So that's all the family members. So this girl married to that noble person. It's just like going home. And it makes this family prosperous, and the prosperous would be through generations by generations. So here we can figure out the leaves, the prosperous of the leaves is associated with production. The sons, the daughters, the grandsons, the later generations. So this marriage is not just meaningful for this house, for this small family. Actually, you should look to the future, to the times after. It's good for your descendants, and you should do your best to make this family prosperous and last. So we have another idiom, 开枝散叶. So 开枝 means the branch of the tree extended. 散叶, the leaves is floating everywhere. So this idiom in the surface is talking about the tree, actually the peach trees. But today it means the reproduction of a family, the descendants of a family is prosperous and abundant. It's all derived from this poem. When we review this poem the second time, it's very clearly. This poem used the peach tree to parallel, to compare a new family, and the new family became prosperous and prosperous with its reproduction, with the efforts of the wife, with the efforts of the husband, and make this family long, last, and prosperous through its descendants. And it simulates the blossom of the peach flowers, the fruitful peach fruits, and the prosperous, abundant leaves to different stages of this family, to the marriage stage and to the stage when they have new babies, they have their sons and daughters. And then it used the leaves, the branch, to describe the family last for generations and more prosperous. And that's the core value of the Zhou people, of the Zhou dynasty. They need the culture, the social rules to enhance this value, to make their ethnic race, to make the country populated, prosperous forever. Okay, that's for today. 桃之夭夭. So that's a very, very lovely and wonderful scenic will as well. And that's the image in today's Chinese still. The flowers, peach flowers, the peach fruits, the peach trees is the family trees. Okay, that's for today. Bye-bye.